In order to use Romans 10 verse 4 to say the Sabbath is gone or changed in any way, you'd either have to be ignoring the context or you'd have to have never read the chapter to begin with. Now, the verse says Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes. And this Greek word for end, telos here, it means goal, aim, or fulfillment. This is why Colossians 2 says all the ceremonial law was a shadow of things to come. Paul here in the context in a little bit of Romans 9 and a little bit of Romans 11 is talking about Israel's legalistic chasing after legalistic righteousness through their legalistic observance of the law. But being that the Sabbath was there before the fall, it is impossible for it to be a shadow of things to come. It is impossible for it to be the law that was added because of sin. That's the ceremonial law, not the Ten Commandments. God wrote the Ten Commandments with his own finger on 2 tables of stone twice, and it's the only section of Scripture that God did himself. He inspired everything else in the Bible to be written by holy men, but the Ten Commandments, no, he did that himself. And here's the other thing that people are ignoring. If Romans 10 verse 4 erases the Sabbath, then it erases all 10 commandments. So we are at liberty to commit adultery, to steal, to kill, destroy, but you're not willing to go that far, are you? So why are you willing to just erase one of the commandments? Now, the Bible shows in the book of Acts the early church keeping the Sabbath over 80 times, never once as keeping Sunday. Jesus also said in Matthew 5 that not one jot or tittle would pass from the law till heaven and earth pass away. No, I'm looking outside and it looks like heaven and earth are still here. Romans 10 verse 4 is not your free pass to ignore God's Sabbath. It's telling you to stop trying to save yourself, to stop doing legalistic obedience, and start walking in true righteousness by faith, which will manifest in true loving obedience to the law of God.